everybody, welcome back. In today's episode of Warframe Build Test, it's been a while, apologize, will be, is Nova Prime still good? Because I got her years ago, if I can't even remember, since this game has been out. And I can't help to notice a lot of people are still kind of a little iffy on her, or a lot of people just think, oh, she's just overpowered or no one uses her. But she does have some flaws, but today we're going to talk if she still is even good for you new players to get regular Nova or Nova Prime. So if you like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And for the new people who are new to this channel and haven't been here since the very beginning when I started this series, for Warframe Build Test, what we do is we kill a lot of enemies in a short amount of time with one Warframe, using one ability with one of their weapons, and see if they can survive long enough. I kind of changed it now, and on top of that, tell you the pros and cons, if this Warframe is good enough for you or not. Without further ado, now let's get into the video. And now we're going to show you my beautiful builds for this stuff I'm using. It's probably going to be horrible, but oh well. I'm not going to show you my Nova Prime build because it's not good, but it's the best I can get it to, because I've messed with it in over a year and a half. But for my Tiger's Prime, that's level 11. You can see the damage over there. What I did as of right now, since it's not fully ranked, I put Charged Shell, Contagious Spread, Hell Chamber, and Toxic Barrage on here as of right now. My Acolytes, all this crap on here, I'm not even going to say it because it's just too much, but it's not the best build either. And my Dragon Ikana, which you have probably seen if you've watched my channel a lot. I've used this a lot of times, and it's by far still my favorite weapon. And that's about it. I do not put a companion on when I'm doing these anymore. That's her second ability. We ain't going to talk about that yet. But now we're going to get into if she's still relevant or not. Her first ability is, I like to call it Orb, because it doesn't really do much of anything besides just draw more attention to how cool you look. Especially when you run, it looks kind of cool. But if there are low-level enemies, like let's say like level 10s around here, this practically one-shots them. But it just shoots orbs, and it lasts for how, I don't know what this works off of, but it lasts for how long it is. Like what you have on your character. And now for her second ability is Antimatter Drop, which is still my favorite ability from her besides Molecular Prime. What this does, glitch. What this does is pretty much multiplies how much damage you do with your primary or secondary gun, making this still by today the best ability for long range shooting. Because you could just shoot this orb, send it off into like a good distance away from yourself if you have like a sniper to aim with, and you're practically set. Like you don't have to do much with this at all. And I chose these guns because I wanted to have all Prime on her, besides my Nakana not being primed. And no, I will not get Nakana Prime. Now, let's do this. Oh, there's 18 left. Let's just kill. Okay, let's start again. So, for now, her third ability, I don't want to do this. It is Wormhole. This was the OG teleporting way of fast travel in why I almost said Destiny? In Warframe before it got Movement 2.0 and before more Warframes could start teleporting and getting around quicker. But before that, this was her way to get around and other people. Oop. As you can see, it works very well. And if you haven't noticed, this beautiful ability works completely off of range. And it does not work off of duration at all. So you can cast this, I think, up to 3 times and it will remove a wormhole away. So let's say if I want to get back, I just cast one and I'm back. Not even a lick of sweat put into this at all. It's probably one of the best abilities to get to certain places that you can't get to in Movement 1.0, especially since there was no bullet jump in the game before. So, oop, I fell. So before there was bullet jump, this was the only way to get somewhere, like full on. This was like the only way to get around. So it's like the best ability still to this day. And now her favorite, and probably everyone's favorite ability, Molecular Prime, which is probably the best thing ever. This ability by itself has so many builds around it. Just by being one ability. Either you can become a Slova or a Speed Nova, depending on what build or what you're doing, which makes it really good. And on top of that, depending on if you're a Speed Nova or a Slova, if you're a Speed Nova, what you can do is practically slow down enemies around you, making them extremely slow, which means you can get headshots, certain stuff like that. Or, if you are a Speed Nova, you can do speed runs, which makes like defenses and cryopod stuff go way quicker. than it should, because this takes forever if you're doing anything else but that. Now, without further ado, now let's get into the pros or the cons. I wanted them to explode, but I guess they're not going to near each other. Also, one more show of the animated drop. It does a lot of damage if you have not noticed. So now on to the pros and cons. First off, the pros. One, she's way easier to color as a prime. As her regular skin, very difficult. We're not even going to talk about how difficult that was. Y'all probably already know if you didn't have a skin for her. Now, her other pro, she's very strong. You don't have to put that much effort into making your Nova Prime become a god build. Granted, my old Nova had 5 Forma on her to do that, but now my Nova Prime, I don't need that because I can do it way easier with just 2. So, I'm good. Now, on top of that, plus her other good things about her, she's very easy to pull off looking good without trying. I've already said that as the first one, but on top of that, she's not that hard to get, but she is. Like, once you get her, it's definitely worth it. And getting regular Nova is very easy as well. So, on top of that, I recommend her to anyone who's probably above Master Rank 4 to get her. Well, regular Nova or Nova Prime. Now onto her cons. Oh boy, I'm doing 5 this time. As number 1, she's very hard to get. Nova Prime took me, I think, 2.5 years because, first off, 1, she's just hard to get in general. And 2, for some reason, I had all her parts besides her blueprint and helmet, which took forever to get. So if you have a chance to get Nova Prime now, get her now before people start making you pay extra platinum to get her, and it's just not worth it to spend 400 platinum on one part of a frame. So get her while you still can. Save those parts or sell them. You can make bank off of Nova if she ever goes back to being vaulted again, which I think she is vaulted. I'm not so sure. I think. Whatever. Her other con, number 2, she was very hard to build for the first time since I was getting used to mods back in like what, 2015 is 17, almost going on 18, thank God. But back then, during 2015, it was very difficult to do any type of mod build on her, mainly because I would go off of YouTubers and they didn't have the same builds, well, mods that I do, because I don't have the ones they do. But to sum it up, if you guys are nervous about doing any builds for her, she's not difficult to build for at all. If anything, she's really good. And for some reason, oh, so I guess when you shoot, the wings go out. I'm sorry, I'm just randomly talking. What the? Hold up. Thing wouldn't shut up. Okay, now we're gonna talk again. So without doing that just by itself, she was very hard to get and very hard to mod. Right at the top, scratch 5. I'm not doing 5, I'm just doing 3. And for her third and final con, she was very, and I say, very difficult to get anything to work with. Her molecular prime was very hard to work with in the very beginning because I didn't know what a speed nova or a slow nova was. So by itself, it took way longer to do that than it took to farm for her and to get her. By year 2016, I already finally learned how to use my Nova correctly and my Nova Prime, and then by then, I was balling. Like, my Nova Prime was the best frame I've ever had. You know, like, out of my 2 favorite frames, this one is my second frame to Valkyrie Prime. And if you want me to do a Warframe build test on Valkyrie Prime, even though I've already did one on Nidus and Valkyrie saying which one is good, I will do that. Just leave a comment down below asking which frames I should do next, and I'll try my best, I promise, to get them. Because I'm not those YouTubers who has a lot of money and can spend it like crazy. I don't. So, now, if you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you do like Nova Prime or you have any problems with her or anything good about her, comment down below about what is your favorite thing about Nova and what's your least thing favorite about Nova. Now, I'll see you guys in the next video.